My name is Sean Lewandowski, and the purpose of this speech is to inform the audience on the signs of animal behavior and how they provide for humans. Dogs provide for humans in many ways, but they also help police officers find crimes, provide comfort for people who suffer from depression and anxiety, and even help aid the blind. According to the American Humane Association, approximately 62% of 72.9 million households own a pet in the U.S., and approximately 46% of those households have dogs. I'll first be talking about police dogs. There's different types of police dogs. They each have they're each trained differently. They have different jobs. First, there are search and rescue dogs. These dogs locate suspects or find missing people or objects. They're trained to, you know, the point is to give them an item of clothing or something that smells similar to the lost item or person, and they will sniff out the suspect or the missing person or even an object. There's also detection dogs, explosive sniffing dogs. These dogs use their sense of smell to locate bombs or illegal substances such as drugs. And third, there are protection dogs. These dogs are used to restrain suspects from an action by threatening an attack from the dog. I've seen this before with my own eyes. It's very these dogs are very ruthless. They're very strong, and they're very intimidating. So they can be used to find or stop crimes and used as protection, and also used to comfort their owners. Which brings me to my next point: service dogs. Service dogs can perform many easy household tasks, such as getting a medication, answering doorbells, and responding to a smoke detector if the owner is unresponsive. Maybe they're sleeping, they're deaf, they don't hear the smoke detector, so the dog will alert them, And service dogs are also used to comfort people with depression or anxiety. I have a dog. When I'm feeling depressed or anxious about something, maybe I'll go over to her, I'll pet her, and she just provides me with that comfort that I need to, just get through the day. These service dogs can also prevent anxiety attacks and sense when a seizure is coming. They can do this because they pick up subtle changes in the owner's behavior. These dogs definitely should not be touched or distracted when working. They usually wear a vest to signify that they're working, and they're very useful when working to detect any health or emotional issues, but they can also be used to help the visually impaired, which brings me to my third and final point. They help the blind. They aid the blind and help them get from point A to point B. For example, when they're crossing the street, the owner will listen for traffic and they'll command the dog. If it's not safe, the dog will not guide the owner across the street. So these dogs, they're very smart. They know what's going on. They're aware. They're trained. The blind are often embarrassed about their disability, so they look to the dog as a main companion, and it reduces loneliness, the feeling of loneliness for them. They also provide a sense of security, which improves cardiovascular health by reducing stress. Stress is actually very large cause of cardiovascular health decline. According to 89-year-old Hilda Winters, quote, "Having a guide dog has given me back my dignity, my reason to live," end quote. They do so much more for people than people actually see. I couldn't understand why anyone would want to hurt an animal like this. I don't understand why animal abuse goes on in this world. Not only do these dogs restore confidence in the elderly and people with mental disorders, but they help to make the world we live in safer overall, which brings me to my concluding statement. We have police dogs who will help detect drugs. They'll help detect bombs. They'll help protect the officers and detain suspects. And they'll help find people. You have service dogs who provide comfort for those who have a depressive disorder. anxiety is cured by these dogs, and they help the blind get from point A to point B. So without having to use another human. So dogs provide for humans in many ways and even help police officers find crimes, comfort people who suffer from depression and anxiety, and they even aid the blind. And to some, dogs are a huge motivation to get out of bed. And with that being said, quote, dog owners walk 79% farther a day than people who don't own a dog, end quote. Thank you.